Hello, everyone. Real Estate Ninja here. We are seeing governments try and hide inflation in so many different ways. And one of those ways are through rent control and then controlling how much insurance companies, private insurance companies, for profit companies can charge for insurance. What's happening right now in California with companies like State Farm giving Gavin Newsom an ultimatum that if they do not allow them, the insurance companies, to raise rates 30%, even up to maybe 42%, depending on what type of property it is, they're leaving the state, which will create a massive gap, which will force the state to put out more state owned policies, even more. And then the state will be losing tons of money. It's absolutely insanity. But then there's also stories like the one I want to go over today about, and it's entitled Rent Control's Impact on Multifamily. Honestly, if you're not preparing for this opportunity, I don't know what to tell you. In 2006, when I was selling my homes, I didn't have the luxury of jumping onto YouTube and listening to content creators, people that were actually in the trenches doing the investing. Get ready for it. I had to watch the news stories about Michael Burry and this crazy group of buddies that were out shorting the housing market as I was selling my homes. I didn't have mentors in the space. I didn't have people to look up to or think about, watch them do something, which would give me more conviction for what I was doing. This story is out of almglobist.com. It says, in the face of high costs and various economic headwinds, rental housing providers continue to experience incredibly narrow margins that cannot sustainably withstand addition. In fact, according to the National Apartment Association, dollar of rent research, 93 cents of every dollar pay for things necessary for the operation of rental homes. That means that the cap rate for these properties are dwindling extremely fast. I saw a a real estate listing the other day that the real estate agent was boasting a 4.8% cap rate on a duplex. And I just laughed. I would never buy real estate with a cap rate that was at the same rate of return that I could get on a bond. That's when you know people are going to be fleeing, investors will be fleeing the rental markets. And that is where you see them flip fast. I'm going to throw an 80% off link down below to the Mortgage Master Course, 72-hour link, if anybody wants to take advantage of it. Most people don't take advantage of things until they're too late. They try and take advantage when it's too late and they're not prepared. Like Wayne Gretzky said, I skate to where the puck is headed, not to where it's at. That is what you see all over social media, the mainstream media, and life as it is. The reason why most people aren't fabulously wealthy is because all they see, just like a horse with blinders, is wherever they're looking. Well, real estate prices are really high, so that means they're going to be high. Oh, this is what's happened with the government. That means it's always going to happen. They don't understand. Wayne Gretzky would look at the position of the skater that had the puck currently. What was his body doing? Which way was he about to slap the puck? How was he positioned with his stick? Where was he looking? Wayne Gretzky knew to look at where the person that controlled the puck was looking, because he knew, like a baseball player, like a tennis player, as they're looking at the puck, at the ball, and they're about to hit it, they're also scanning up to where it needs to go. A golfer doesn't sit and close his eyes or look the opposite direction, swing and hit a ball, intending for that ball to get to that tee, the hole, its target. And that's why most people do not understand when the proper time to get ready for this is. It says here, despite these financial constraints, we're talking about how governments are controlling rent. Despite these financial constraints, housing providers nationwide are also contending with rent regulations that artificially cap rent increases and exacerbate an operator's cost burden. While well meaning, these policies are riddled with unintended consequences that harm the rental market and the very residents they intend to help. So I love how the author says, while well meaning, rent control is not well meaning. Please understand that. That is the government trying to hide the fact that prices are going up because of their failed policies. Out of control money printing, easy credit expansion, rampant credit expansion, actually. And then what happens is the middle class gets poorer, the poor stay poor. And then you have a larger voting pool of people screaming and yelling to try and get the government to do something. So what they do is they cap what rents are, they cap what insurance prices, how much they can go up. And then you see companies go bust, which actually makes an even larger crisis. Look at what's happening in Florida. How many of you, hashtag Florida, live in Florida? Just curious in this live stream. And how many of you are witnessing right now an epic real estate meltdown because insurance companies are walking away? They can't raise premiums fast enough to keep up with not only the natural disasters they're having to rebuild, but what is worse, just like California, the cost of construction is exploding. We have unemployment rising. We have still, even with that happening, trying to attain really solid contractors. Look at all the people from Florida down below to get to do work, and not only work, good work. I'm sitting in a beautiful home, custom built home, where the owners of the home are like, there are things that just, it's like the quality of work isn't there anymore. The workers don't clean up after themselves. It's just different. I witnessed that with my construction company. As a matter of fact, my friends construction, a handful of friends that own construction companies, they're having the same problem. So it's better to hide it, and that's what the government's doing, and it's going to exacerbate it. I wanted to bring you these thoughts because rent control, insurance control is only going to lead to disaster. The question is, are you going to be ready for it? I hope you are. I'm getting ready for it. I'm not buying real estate right now. There are deals to be made. There totally are, especially if you don't have a house and your rent keeps going up. Why not fix it? Why wouldn't you try and buy a place, fix your costs, even though the asset is more than likely going to go well down in price? You have to live somewhere. And another thing that people don't realize is when the real estate downturn happens and people start losing their homes or walking away, which will happen, they need to go rent. It's going to make rental market even tighter. So right now it's cheaper to rent than buy, but that rent becoming more expensive will swing upward. Most people don't understand that. So it doesn't matter what the price of your house does. If your payment stays the same, you need to live somewhere. But my thing right now is banks are getting tight. They're charging points on everything. Even if you have good credit, they're charging some points because they're pricing in risk, because they're also pricing in drops in mortgage rates. But here's the problem. When mortgage rates do drop significantly, it's because things are really bad, because most of the people can't afford a mortgage or qualify for a mortgage. So it doesn't matter. Most people are screaming and yelling, please lower the rates, please lower the rates. They're not going to lower significantly until a really bad thing happens in the market. And that's not going to be a stock market crash this time. It is going to simply become one of those situations where most people can't qualify for debt. That's why I made that course. I want you qualifying for debt, but I want you to walk in and banks go, we're giving you the best deal. You're not paying points. You're a prime borrower. Most people don't know what that is, to become a prime borrower. And it's actually not hard at all. But it's going to take a little bit of work on your part. But I have never found anything great in life that didn't take hard work. If you're interested, 80% off link, it's down below for the Mortgage Master course. If anyone is watching, please put that is taking the course. Please let them know what it's all about, because I know it sounds crazy. I don't come across, let's put it this way, I teach differently. The Economic Ninja, oh, The Real Estate Ninja is out. Thank you, everyone.